Welcome back. I am Susanna May O'Hagan, and today we're going to take a journey into Dogman, the 2025 movie. My daughter, grandma, and I just went and saw this movie. It was very interesting. Dogman is a 2025 American animated action comedy film based on David Pickley's children's graphic novel series Dogman. Produced by DreamWorks Animation and directed by Universal Pictures, it is a spin-off and story within a story of Captain Underpants, the first epic movie 2017, and the second film in the Captain Underpants franchise. The film was written and directed by Peter and stars the voice of Peter Davison, Lily Poppy Plot, a villainous orange cat named Petey constantly terrorizes Oka City with one of his schemes involving planting a to destroy an abandoned warehouse. Famed cop officer Knight and his dog Greg arrive to defuse it, but it explodes, severely injuring Knight's head and Greg's body. Two surgeons save Knight and Greg by stitching Greg's head onto Knight's body, creating the Dogman hybrid of the dog-human hybrid Dogman. Dogman quickly becomes beloved for his repeated arrests of Petey, creating a heated rivalry between the two, but becomes lonely and depressed due to the loss of his owner, girlfriend, and house. He takes a tennis ball he used to play with and moves into a doghouse on the city outskirts. After Phil firing his assistant, Petey decides to clone himself to create an assistant just like him. Because Petey misread the instructions, it created a copy of him as an innocent child with no interest in evil doing, whom he calls Little Petey. Petey steals the corpse of an evil telekinetic fish named Flippy and plans to use a living spray to resurrect him and defeat Dogman. But Little Petey interferes. Petey decides to abandon him in a cardboard box in the middle of the city, where Dogman finds him and decides to adopt him. At his lair, Petey discovers a picture book drawn by Little Petey depicting both of them as a family. Feeling guilty, Petey uses his orb spear merch named ADHD, which is a pun on ADHD, to kidnap him. Petey reveals to who his clone that his abusive father abandoned him as a child. In an attempt to cheer him up, Little Petey uses ADHD to bring Petey's father, called Grandpa by Little Petey, to his lair. Grandpa immediately starts berating Petey, revealing that he has not changed despite Little Petey's hopes. Flippy is resurrected at the Living Spray factory after being mishandled by the factory employees, which also causes the factory itself to come to life. Having been reprogrammed by Petey to destroy all good doers, he targets Dogman and his friends, who fight a horde of buildings affected by the Living Spray. Petey reluctantly decides to team up with Dogman, swapping out Little Petey's inside ADHD with himself. Flippy decides to drop him into a volcano, but Little Petey arrives and shows him a comic book depicting them as friends, making him drop his evil ways. Dogman sacrifices his old tennis ball to save Petey from falling in the lava. While Flippy gets arrested, Petey is pardoned as a do-gooder for his actions. Refusing to be considered a do-gooder, he and little Petey return to the lair to find that Grandpa took everything except for little Petey's books. Pete decides to share custody of his son with Dogman, and he heads back with a new outlook on life. Suddenly, Chef and Sarah arrive at Dogman's house to inform him and little Petey that another significant building is on the loose, that being the glove stick parlor. However, it quickly turns out to be a friend. So, I will actually tell you my opinion. I love this movie. It was great for kids. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. And it was really good. Now, on Rotten Tomatoes, 80% of tomato meter, 85% from popcorn meter. When a faithful police dog and his human police officer owner are injured together on the job, a harebrained but life-saving fuse the two of them together, and Dogman is born. Dogman is sworn to protect and serve and fetch, shit and roll over. As Dogman embraces his new identity and strives to impress his chief, he must stop the petty evil plots of feline supervillain Petey the cat. Petey's last plan is to clone himself, creating the kitten Little Petey to double his ability to do crime stuff. Things get completely tough when Little Petey forges an unexpected bond with Dogman. When Little Petey falls into the clutches of a common enemy, Dogman and Petey reluctantly join forces in an action-packed race against time to rescue the young kitten. In the process, they discover the power of family to bring even the most hostile foes together. I'd say this is a good movie if you have little kids, you want to go watch it. It's a really cute movie. So let's read some of the views from the Tomatometer, and then we'll go from, I want to say, these are like reviewers and then us. Okay, it is 1 hour and 29 minutes, PG, kid, family comedy, adventure anime, directed by Peter Hasseltine, in theaters January 1st, 2025, DreamWorks Animation. It was really good. With such a bizarre premise, it's amazing the movie works as well as it does. Pleasing, playful, and heartfelt, with distinctive crown-style animation. The quick fire gags throw adults some bones, but the neon phasing mayhem is aimed squarely at the kids who love it. It definitely feels like they brought the book to life, in my opinion. It's hard to imagine another 2025 merchant for delivering gags to children and adults alike that works half as well as Dogman. Dogman is a recently energetic adaptation of David's book series, despite capturing the author's juvenile writing style and international nonsensical sense of humor may be too exhausting for viewers over a certain age. What did I just hit? Okay, control, zoom in. Zoom out. That was a little too far. And I lost where I was. Okay. Accommodating adults are unlikely to require many tissues. We are some distance from vintage Pixar here, but may be surprised by how often they find themselves chuckling in the film's wacky expensive. Dogman is packed with absurd humor and visual ideas that grab the viewer's attention from the start. Sorry. Let's try what the people are saying. This is such a cute animated movie with a lot of comic book action and funny jokes. The kids and I really enjoyed it. Went with my wife and 2 kids. We all thoroughly enjoyed it. Nothing groundbreaking, just fun, good fun. General laughs, out loud moments, refreshing to have no politics into what was actually quite a deep storyline for a kids movie, but it was balanced nicely by the madcap humor. I liked it how a really powerful meaning to the movie. Can't read that because my Spanish is not that good. To me, it was annoying, but for the kids, I wanted to get out of the house and watch something. All the other films are below average. Also, Hollyweird is doing a poor job. I like the movie. It was fun. I wish I had more fighting scenes. Take your kids, they will like it. It's really meant for kids, this movie. Just not that funny and really overwhelming agenically. Certainly can't hold a candle to Captain Underpants. Adults and children can laugh at Captain Underpants. Dogman was just okay. See, my daughter doesn't like Captain Underpants, which is so funny to me because she loves Dogman, Cat Kid, and the other books that he's written, but not that one. Totally what you would expect from a Dogman movie and nothing more. Plot is a bit different than the books. Kids love it, and several other times. I thought it was silly, funny, and a good message. My 5-year-old granddaughter really enjoyed the humor and character. I have nothing to say except left the cinema with tears. Took my 9-year-old grandson and he absolutely loved it. He said it was the best movie ever. See, Dogman isn't really supposed to hit you where it goes like Pixar and some Disney films. It's just supposed to be fun and funny and like the book. So don't expect it to be the best thing ever. I think it was very enjoyable. My daughter liked it. Dogman. Comet was second best January debut for Animate Pick with 36 million. Why didn't find more friends at weekend box office? Okay. Sunday AM, Dogman provided the first sign of life to the 2025 box office this weekend with an opening that now stands at 36 mil. That's the second biggest opening for a January animated title of all time after DreamWorks Animation 2016 Kung Fu Panda, 41.8 mil. And it's the third number one debut for DWA after Kung Fu Panda 4 and The Wild Robot. I love The Wild Robot. It was amazing. As well as the 26 DWA title to open at number one stateside for the studio that Steven Spielberg, Jeffrey, and David originally founded. Dogman is an incredibly charming film from our partners at DreamWorks Animation who excelled at storytelling for all ages. The box office this weekend and the reactions that audiences of all ages have to Dogman point to a very long successful run this spring. Beamed Universal Domestic Distribute Chef Jim, according to Post-Taker, 45% brought tickets to Dogman because it looked fun and entertaining, while close to a third of the audience went because it's part of a franchise they love, that being the David Piccoli scholastic graphic novel. He has said that he first convinced the character in the second grade conceive. He has said, okay, in the second grade, Dogman gets a solid A cinema score, but post-track exists are harder among adults at 33.5 stars and 75% positive. Among general audiences, now most males skewer at 52%, and the majority of ticket buyers are under 35 at 70%. Diversity demons are sold, showing 41. Okay. The Pete hashtag moving is playing. What's crystal clear is that when it comes to the notably family fare, Universal doesn't waste any opportunities. This is a very good start for an original animated movie that only costs 40 million before PA. Okay. Launched the campaign in September for a trailer that trended on YouTube in the #1 spot, ranking up 102 mil views. In theater, trailers ran on Transformers. Okay, so this is just about all the cinema. We don't have to go through every part. Let's see, we talked about Dogman. It is a superhero comedy film based on the comic book series of the same name by David Piccoli. It was written and described by Peter Hastings and served as a spin-off story to Captain Underpants, and as well as being the second overall featured film in the Captain Underpants franchise. I think it basically says the same thing. So we have Pete Hastings as Dogman, Officer Knight, and Greg the dog. Pete Davidson as Petey. Lucy Hawkins as Little Petey. Lily as Chef. Isla Fisher as Sarah. Poppy as Butler. Stephanie as Gramp. Billy as Sesamore. Ricky as Flippy. I have no idea how to pronounce this, but as Doctor. Maggie Wheeler as Nurse Lady. Lunella Campbell as Millie. Cher as Mare. Kate as Dippy. Brain Hoppy Hopkins as Big Jim. Luna Newtman as Scientist. Melissa as Rutrile. Peachy as Cheesecake Guy. Max as Rico. Jan as Janet. Jenna as Janet. Kevin as Grumpy. Percy as Suffer. Matthew as Mr. Wish. Kelly as Holden Hatches. I think if you haven't taken your kids to go see it, go take your kids when you get the chance. It's a really cute, fun movie. Just don't expect it to be like hitting you there and making you like cry. It's just fun. It's an enjoyable, fun movie to take